Welcome to the Season 4 finale of History San Diego, direct from Balboa Park. I'm George Farrar. I'm pleased to bring you the eclectic sights and sounds of the park as it was on Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Stay tuned ahead for a look at where we've been and where we're going in Season 5 later this year. Let's roll it!
A song full of the faith that the dark past has taught. We'll sing a song full of the hope that I see the God in you. Every time that you pass my way, I wonder what lies beneath your smile. The dream.
Did you enjoy the walks and the botanical building, going inside the botanical building after the recent renovation as much as I did? I really enjoyed having the opportunity back last year to take a look at the park, and then I followed it up with our summer show last year that looked at the 1935 California Pacific International Exposition at Balboa Park, and then the following year in 1936 as well, and all the things that were going on then. The summer shows are wonderful things that I could put together. Now, we began season 4 with History San Diego, A New Beginning, and I took a look at the 1850 census. I took a look at a lot of numbers, the people, the animals, the crops, all these different factors, all these different numbers that when you take a look at 1850 San Diego, what did you have? So it was a real nice time to dive in and take a look at that. And then I went out to Old Town and I went to the replica of the first San Diego courthouse and city hall. And I had a chance to go inside and film and bring to you the museum, views inside of the museum. We talked a lot about where San Diego was going in the local government back then. And then we went out to the Davis Horton House for a landmark profile, and I really enjoyed going inside the Davis Horton House. And I learned a lot about William Heath Davis in the course of putting together this landmark profile. And then, as I often do throughout our History San Diego series, I take a look at America by decade. And I take a look at American history as it was happening, as things were happening in this case, in the 1850s. And this is a constant theme throughout our series. And it gives me a chance to really take a look at things in the United States context. So I had a very difficult show to put together about the Gara Uprising and all the different things that beset the first sheriff of San Diego County, Agustin Herrasti. And it was an interesting story. And then I had one of my most watched shows this season come about with Jailbreak at San Diego's first jail, The Escape of Roy Bean. There's a lot of legend. The first mayor was rather notorious and infamous. Joshua Bean and his brother Roy Bean escaped from the San Diego's first jail that was not really put together very well. There was a lot of scandal back then. And then I went out for yet another landmark profile, the old Point Loma Lighthouse, and that was a really nice experience. I really enjoy the landmark profiles because they allow me a chance to get out and see San Diego and study the past while enjoying the present. We looked again at William Heath Davis with Davis's Folly, the rise and fall of New San Diego, at least the New San Diego that was conceived of to have grown in the 1850s. However, it was not very successful, but there were some major milestones and accomplishments, and we talked about that. And then I went out and did a special presentation of History San Diego, dedication of the William Heath Davis Monument. I was filming. I was all over the place. I felt like I was crashing a party. And so I really enjoyed the fact that I did 2 shows this season about one of the early founders of San Diego, William Heath Davis, and then was able to go to this wonderful event that was downtown in Balboa Park to honor William Heath Davis and his accomplishments and the things that he managed to do. He had a lot of vision, and unfortunately, events did not go the way as I'm sure he would have hoped. But it was a starting point, and every city to develop, to become a major city, has to have a starting point. And then finally, we went out to the Whaley House. And while, there's a lot of history, a lot of intrigue, it's billed as America's most haunted house. And I have to be honest with you in saying that I did feel something inside the home. I intend at some point to do a show here on the History San Diego a channel that talks about my experiences at these various landmarks. I go in, I do a history, I do a profile, I go in and I film, but I have been in numerous landmarks, including La Casa de Estudio and other places, where I got a feeling when you stand in and you take in what is there. And so it's definitely worth seeing, and it was definitely a very intense history, a family that had a very intense story that spanned years and years. All right, here we are back at Balboa Park, and here I am to remind you that we have a lot going on here on History San Diego, and I continuously strive to bring you the best that I can in history. And as you know, we're taking it decade by decade. This is a history here on YouTube, History San Diego, and I want to encourage you, if you haven't already done so, to please subscribe. And I'd like to also encourage you to check out our Facebook group page, History San Diego, on Facebook groups, where there's more San Diego history for you to enjoy. I also have a website, theleftturnetwork.com, which has all of my creative works and shows spanning over 10 years. And so I encourage you to please check that out if you want to know more. So what's ahead in Season 5? Well, you're just going to have to stay tuned. But when you look at Season 4, and I encourage you, if you'd like, to go back and look again. Because in Season 4, I did something a bit unique. I'd taken a lot of what I was trying to do in the first 3 seasons and tried to put together in a form of a template of sorts of what I want to do for the number of years that will follow now, going into 26, 27, 28, and beyond, and looking at each decade in San Diego history and taking it season by season, decade by decade. Yes, there'll be landmark profiles. Yes, there'll be shows that look at general American history. Yes, there may be presentations of various other events going on in the city. So I have a lot planned for you, and I do want to encourage you to please stay tuned. We'll have our summer show in August, and I'll be back in September with Season 5. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. See you later.